Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome back to 10 Count. I'm Steve Fall, but on today's edition, maybe I'm an official Blackpool Club member because I'm talking to Wheeler Yuta. How are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah,
Oh,
excited to be on.
it is a pleasure, and I see you already have your Ring of Honor sweatshirt on down
I
there. The
do.
brand, I love the new look as well. But the thing, though, it's coming up. Final Battle this
Mhm.
weekend, December 10th. Huge event. This is the second, I guess, technically under Tony Khan's ownership. We had a few before that was kind of like half and half. But now, we had one in Massachusetts. Now here we are going to Texas. Huge event. Like, how exciting for you to see Ring of Honor, starting to get more momentum versus just being purchased, but seeing more events pop up.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Like Ring of Honor has always been so special, and Final Battle, of course, being like the big event for Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to be a part of it. I was in Final Battle during the pandemic, so there was no crowd. Like I had the first ever Pure Rules tag team match in a completely empty arena. So I'm really excited to be able to be in such an important match for the Pure title and be able to do it in front of a really, really great crowd. But yeah, it's great to see the momentum that Ring of Honor is kind of having, through its appearances on AEW for right now and then through the pay-per-views. So we'll just hopefully keep it rolling.
I know people are always wondering, when will we see Ring of Honor on a streaming platform, a weekly show? Is there any word? Because I think that's what everybody's like drooling over, waiting for that announcement.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not privy to that, but I'd be really excited to see Ring of Honor kind of have its own standalone thing again. It's been a very long time, obviously since the purchase, since they've had like a weekly television show, but Ring of Honor has just such this vast history of very important and big wrestling moments and matches that you just can't see anywhere else. So hopefully very soon there's a great place for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, because the history of Ring of Honor, I think what's weird is some people who were really into Ring of Honor when it started getting going with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, other people like that, there was like this underground movement because of one big company only being the one in town. And then you had Impact Ring of Honor kind of like starting this momentum. And I think Ring of Honor's history alone is just filled with classic matches. And at Final Battle, we might see another one. You trying to get your Pure Championship back against Garcia. You lost in September. Sad face. But yet, here we are, rematch. This is the third encounter between both of you over the past couple of months. Like, are we going to get our belt back? How important is this match to you?
Yeah, this match is so important to me. I think that me and Garcia are going to be wrestling each other for a very long time. But as of right now, there's sort of been two chapters. The first one I think of is us on the Independence. We had an hour-long match. So if you count all of the matches we've had, just even outside of like Ring of Honor and AEW, we are 1-1-1 with
Oh,
an hour-long draw. Yeah, so it's a very storied history. But I think that us on the Independence was sort of the end of chapter one. But I think this is going to be the end of chapter two. And obviously, we'll be at each other's throats till the end of time. But for right now, this is kind of a definitive endpoint to see who's got the advantage right now, who is going to bring this pure wrestling style forward. I know he likes to call himself a sports entertainer, but he's a wrestler at heart. We all know it. So it'll be exciting to see who's got the edge up right now.
it's funny. Sometimes that term is a negative and a positive, depending who's saying it or where it's presented. Very
Yeah.
interesting on that one. But if you don't win, like really, what is your next for your Ring of Honor career? If Ring of Honor suddenly snapped into TV mode the next day after Final Battle, you didn't win the belt. Do you want to continue representing Ring of Honor? Do you want to represent AEW? Because it seems like people want both, but at the same time, where would your flag lie?
I think that a really cool thing right now is just that we don't really have to define those boundaries. We don't really have to say this is where my focus is. I
Mm.
think that whether I win this championship or not, I have unfinished business in the pure division, and I'd really like to stay there for a while. So I think that's where my focus is right now. Like obviously, I'm 100% focused on getting that championship back, but I think the pure division it creates such a unique opportunity with rules that really bring things back to basics and bring it just back to the bare bones tools of wrestling. You have limited rope breaks. You only get 3 in a match. Then after that, you can be submitted in the ropes. Only one close fist punch. And then after that, you're disqualified. No outside interference, 20 count on the floor. So it's very exciting to have these different things to play with and different rules to take advantage of. So I'm very interested in bringing that kind of style of wrestling in the pure division forward. So I think that's where my focus is going to be in terms of Ring of Honor. In AEW, obviously one day I want to be the world champion, but I think that, that's a long-term goal. So I think that's in AEW, that's my long-term goal, but just doing my thing with the BCC and continuing to learn and grow there.
I love the fact that the Pure Championship and Pure rules, like I love the idea of actually having to more so pay attention, because a lot of times you enjoy a great match, you enjoy great shows, but sometimes your eyes start gazing to your telephone for some strange reason. I got to tweet, I got to do this. With this type of match, it feels like I need to pay attention even more because the rules. And I love the fact that there are rules to this because, again, wrestling, it's kind of been the same rules for so long. Pinfall, submissions, count outs. But this had, the rope breaks, the closed fist, the outside interference. I think it adds a whole different level to this match. Like a stipulation match in a cage is one thing, but this is completely different. I loved it. I love it so much. Like, is this a match that you find dear to your heart, or as a pure champion before, this was something you want to keep going with?
Yeah, I think that the pure rules and the pure championship are something that I really appreciate and enjoy. And it was also, my first foray in Ring of Honor before the purchase, when in the past regime, when I was in Ring of Honor, my debut was in the Pure Wrestling tournament to crown a new Pure champion when they brought the title back. So it was always something that was really near and dear to me because it sort of gave me that break, gave me that opportunity. And then all the wrestlers that I really looked up to that were in Ring of Honor at the time were in that division, were doing that style. So that was really where I wanted to be. And now it almost feels like we're in a new era, and now someone has to take that torch. Someone has to carry that forward. And it's either going to be me or Garcia. And I think that we've kind of been battling for it back and forth. And hopefully this is the final battle and we'll find out who can carry that forward. And that's just really what I want to be.
I love the fact that you found a way to say your sentence and put it in the title of the pay-per-view. That was like,
didn't even plan it.
It was beautiful. That was beautiful. Like, Ready to Rumble, like that movie. I'm surprised. I'm assuming someone has said that. I'm ready to rumble in that movie, which was a great film.
Great film.
Oscar worthy. Didn't win one stinking award, but what are you gonna do? But also, Ring of Honor Final Battle, huge implications for the BCC, because if Claudio does not win that gold from Chris Jericho, he's got to join the JAS. He's got to appreciate Chris Jericho constantly. This could be bad news for the BCC. Like, what are you feeling seeing this huge matchup implications plus you and your gold?
Obviously, it's a lot for us to focus on. There's been a lot of different discussions, different strategies, especially with the tag match as well on Wednesday before that. So there's a lot to think about. But Claudio would not accept such a big stipulation if he wasn't supremely confident that he was going to beat Chris Jericho. He said it before. He hasn't done it in the biggest moments, but he's beaten Jericho twice already. So I can see him just continuing to move forward, continuing to push and to beat Chris. I'm not too concerned with what Claudio's got going on. He'll handle his business and I'll handle mine.
Good. I did see Claudio in a short film called Tito. It's outstanding. If anyone's never seen it, it's great. It's Claudio's actually first acting gig. I was told by Joseph Rude, aka Eric Rowan. So that was a nice fun fact to learn. And I watched the movie. It's a great film. It's on YouTube, short film, but Claudio's in it. So AEW fans, go check that bad boy out. But what is next for the BCC? Because recently Moxley lost the gold to MJF. William Regal's turn on the group that he pretty much formed. And now what is next for the group?
I think that there's definitely a regrouping. There's definitely got to be a rebuilding. But I think that it's time for whatever version 2 of the Blackpool Combat Club is going to be. William Regal gave us plenty of wonderful advice and information, and it seems like he's always teaching us lessons, even when he's turning on us. And maybe we should not trust some people. But I think that he gave us all the wisdom that we could have gotten from him. I think that we've done our best to get, and now it's up to us to apply it, to use it. Even though we're no longer associated with him, those lessons don't just go away. So now it's time for us to really turn it up, really find another gear, find another notch, because there was a point where we had a lot of championships, and that is not that is not the case right now. But this pay-per-view is a huge chance for us to turn that around. And I think that we'll just continue to grow and use what we've learned, but now find a little more grit, a little bit of an edge, I think.
I like it. I like it. Now, what advice did William Regal give you as just a performer alone himself? Because obviously, if he's mentoring a group of people, he is going to give his advice, even if it's not asked. So what advice did you receive from him that, kind of made something click in your brain a little bit more so than you had previous to his conversations with you?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly asked at every opportunity, and he would give me some great advice. But I think the biggest thing is he always talks about it's a mindset. You have to be focused on you are a trained professional fighter, and that guy across the ring from you is trying to take food out of your mouth. So you have to make sure that you do everything you can, even if it's maybe bends the rules a little bit, maybe it's a little grimy, a little dirty. You have to do what you got to do to make sure, and you have to always be ready. He would do little things like if I had my hands in my pockets, he would walk by and just like run his finger across my throat and just boom, done. And you're like, all right, it's stuff like that, like just little things. He's like, always be on your toes, always be on the lookout. Like you should always be a threat, and that's true in the ring. And I think that's been really helpful.
Wow. Yeah. Whatever's next, William Regal, I have to say is his work with the BCC and bringing you into the group, it feels like with Bryan Danielson and Moxley and Claudio, like that alone, I think is going to be one of those moments where like, oh man, because it seems like it's always up to sometimes the veterans to bring along some people with them and sprinkle some of their dust. And you did have some incredible matches on AEW TV with Moxley and Danielson. Like, what was that experience like? Because again, you're wrestling these, classic, outstanding athletes that people will be talking about for years to come, and you're in the ring. And not many people get an opportunity to wrestle these people.
Yeah, there were moments in both my match with Bryan and then the last one that I had with Moxley on Rampage. There's definitely moments in there where I was like, wow, these guys are really good at this. These guys are really talented, and they really can kick it into another gear and bring it to another level. It was really cool. Specifically, the Danielson match. My parents were there. They came to the show. That was
nice.
the first time they've seen me wrestle since I was like 16 years old. So that, just on a little personal note, that was really cool for me.
Yeah.
But just being in the ring with these guys, it's such a step up in competition that it's tangible. Like you can feel it. Like when Moxley, I've never been more hyped up than Moxley doing his entrance coming through the crowd before that Rampage match. It's the most fired up I've ever been. Except for maybe before the Jericho match, because I threw a water bottle and it exploded backstage, and I had to apologize to everyone. But other than those two instances, but that's what those matches really felt like. It was like, this is a real step up, and you have to go and meet it, or you're going to fall behind.
It seems that you're not falling behind at all. So I think, final battle, the gold on the line, pure championship this weekend. I think you got it, but I'll put money. I'll put money down on it. All right, I'll put money down.
Good.
If it's legal, we're in the state that I'm in. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But what's your relationship like with Tony Khan? Because every time I talk to an AEW wrestler, they always express how welcoming and warm he is and open to anything you're really saying. Is that your relationship with him as well?
Yeah, Tony's been awesome. He's always been very willing to, if you have any concerns or questions, he's been able to, work with you, talk to you. That communication is very important, and he's been able to do that for us, and it's been great. But yeah, Tony's been such an incredible boss. Like he helped, obviously, like he's given me such a great opportunity at such a young age, and to have that faith in me and that trust in me it really does mean a lot to me. So yeah, he's been just absolutely wonderful as a boss. So I can't say enough good things.
Yeah, no, I've talked to him once before in an interview, and he was like, he couldn't stop praising how great everything is with every wrestler, because again, in an open environment, having a boss who's actually open to your suggestions versus, yeah, that sounds great, but we're gonna do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, have you come up with any ideas of your own that haven't played out the way you wanted them to, but yet you still have them come in your back pocket of a story or something you want to present that didn't turn out the way you wanted it to?
I'm not sure if it necessarily didn't turn out the way that I wanted to, but I don't think that we've explored it yet. I'd really like to have some more matches with some of the guys in the Best Friends. We had, that obviously I sort of abandoned them to join the Blackpool
You're
Combat Club.
not a good friend then. You don't
Yeah.
belong in best friends.
Yeah, in the AEW charity softball game this year, Orange Cassidy was announcing everyone who went to hit, and when it was my turn, he went, "A deserter who left us high and dry." Wheeler, but yeah, just I feel like there's a lot of unfinished business there. You know, Orange and Chuck were two of my trainers. They really helped bring me along, and that was a real relationship that we had. We were really friends, and I would like to. I think there's some unresolved tension there, the way that it ended. Of course, Trent was always mean to me, so I think that's a natural match to have. But I'd really like to explore that a little more.
That'd be awesome. So, what do you want fans to experience watching Final Battle December 10th this weekend?
Yeah, I think that Ring of Honor is just, it gives you something a little bit different. It gives you all this history behind it. It gives you different types of matches, like we have like the Pure title. It gives you different competitors. Shane Taylor is someone who's going to be a Final Battle that hasn't really been shown to too many people at AEW. So it's going to be really exciting to see what he can do. You know, he's been great in Ring of Honor in the past, and really exciting to see him there. But there's just so many fresh faces, fresh matchups, and I think that Ring of Honor is just its own experience, and you gotta watch it.
Oh man, I am so pumped. Remember, folks, Pure Championship on the line. And plus, if Claudio loses to Jericho, oh my, he must join the JAS. The BCC will all be messed up in the AEW. How many letters can I put into this sentence? I don't know. But all I know is this Saturday, December 10th, you got to watch Ring of Honor Final Battle, because it's like the creme of all Ring of Honor. If you know anything about Ring of Honor, no, Final Battle is the big one. It's the end all be all event. So you got to tune in again, December 10th. You get your Pure Championship back, mister. Okay, make it happen.
You got it. I'll punch him in the face, but only once.
Just once.
Just once.
And maybe save it. Like you don't want to pop someone in the face right off the bat. Maybe you want to be like, "Hey, what's going on? How are you?" 10 minutes later, then you punch him in the face, and then the ref's like, "Well,
I don't know. I don't like Garcia. I might just punch him. That might be how I start.
Go for it right away."
So if I do it, you heard it here first. We'll see.
Wheeler Yuta, thanks for being here. Pop him in the face. Ding, ding, ding. Boom, he goes down. I like it. TKO, you win. New champion. I work out. I guess so. But I've been Steve Fall on 10 count. He's been Wheeler Yuta. He's going to win the Pure Championship back December 10th at Ring of Honor Final Battle. Thank you for being here on 10 count. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.